If you have found your way here, you probably care a lot about building a high quality wardrobe with consistent style. But how do you build consistent style if your weight tend to fluctuate? If your weight does fluctuate, it can feel a lot more daunting to invest into greater quality pieces, of course, often at a higher price point, because the things that you want to be wearing for years on end, well, if your weight fluctuates, that's kind of an issue. So the way I would go about curating my wardrobe for exactly that is start with the pieces that does not require sizing. Of course, some of these things do tend to have a size, but they are quite roomy. And I'm saying that now because the first thing on my list personally, and my personal favorite to build consistency and elevate any style or any wardrobe, are coats. Coats are my favorite, not only because I think that even the simplest of coats are very classy, especially if they are in high quality. When I used to buy coats in worse quality, for example from fast fashion, or just cut with polyester, or just in general something that wasn't so high end compared to what I have now, the coat would also often not fall as beautifully. It would tend to crease a lot more and get all fussy. And of course that can also happen with better quality coats, I'm well aware, but something that I've invested in over the past couple of years is 2 really great quality coats. These coats are made of merino wool cut with cashmere, and they are just so good looking in my opinion. In case of both coats, one is more of like a boyfriend size, the other one is more of a classic size, but I have no doubt that I would be able to go up and down a size and I would still be able to fit these coats just perfectly, because once you have something that is more of like a shell, and especially like a casual shell, and in this case you close it with a waistband, which obviously is also adjustable. And one of the reasons I tend to prioritize getting a nice quality coat before everything else is because it does just take up such a huge chunk of your outfit. If you're someone who lives in a colder place or in the northern hemisphere, of course, then you are familiar with fall and winter. And in fall and winter, you do have to wear a coat or a jacket all the time. And a coat, especially if you get something longer, again, it will just take up like 75% of your entire outfit. So having something here that isn't really great quality is going to just elevate your style, and then of course also build consistency, because a coat is something you tend to wear again and again and again. And for most of us, if we get something simple and a bit more casual in the shape, you will be able to gain and boost some weight and still stay pretty comfortable within it. Then as you continue to build your weight fluctuation friendly quality wardrobe, the next quality piece I would personally go for is a high end or a good quality bag. I'm actually personally not a huge bag person. This is one of those things where I value consistent style rather than having a lot of options to choose from. And throughout all of winter, I usually only use one bag, and it is a very, very simple black bag. This one is really high end. This is Hermes, but I was also able to afford such a high-end bag again because I don't have a lot of options. I don't really wear anything else, so because of that I wear it all the time. The cost per wear goes down very rapidly, and then the only other thing I actually have to supplement it with is my handbag. This is definitely not as pricey, it's Pauline, but it's still, I would definitely consider higher end and great quality, and that one I also wear just all the time. And needless to say that when you do find a really nice quality bag, especially something that can last you for years, how much weight you gain or lose won't make any difference whatsoever. The only reason I didn't put bags before coats is because, of course, even though a bag is such a beautiful addition to your outfit or your fit, it will take up a lot less percentage of space. So even though, of course, I think it's really important, for me personally, I just value the coat more, and I would go with that first. The next way you can build your quality wardrobe with weight fluctuation is to focus on your jewelry. By far the most jewelry, you won't have to worry about any weight fluctuation at all. But I think aside from that, jewelry does so much more than that. I think when we're building a quality wardrobe, it's very tempting to buy pieces that we do consider and do think that will stay timeless for years on end. At least that's what I'm trying to do, because I would rather not buy something expensive and again high end if I suspect that I won't be able to wear it for more than a couple of years because my taste might change, or just because I'm buying something trendy. But I really feel like when it comes to jewelry, all of that goes out the window, even for higher end pieces. So what I tend to do here is I get something that really aligns with my personal style. I get weirder pieces, more personalized pieces, just pieces in general that are a little bit more unique, and it doesn't have to be like flashy, but something that tells a story a little bit more than other simple pieces. Like building personal style, some of the things that you wear does have to be personal, and I think when it comes to jewelry, it doesn't take up as much space on your outfit, of course, but having something that's a little bit more special rather than just like a simple hoop earring or like a chain on a stick can go a really long way. If you buy quality jewelry for your wardrobe, at least it won't be weight fluctuations that makes you not able to wear them. The next thing I would then focus on getting in good quality are definitely shoes. The thing is that with weight fluctuations, of course, there are things that kind of sucks to buy if your weight does tend to fluctuate, but they're just also not the things that necessarily needs to be more elevated. And I really think that when people say shoes make or break an outfit, that is just so true. Like if we're wearing an outfit that isn't necessarily that great quality, I think a lot of the time we can really get away with, at the very least, wearing boots that just look really good. Or sorry, just shoes in general. And getting something like a classic pair of boots, or like a classic heel, or like a classic sandal, whatever it is definitely somewhere where I would actually scratch that. I do say boots because I really feel like at the very least within my own wardrobe, where I'm buying something quality that will last me a long time, it does tend to be leather boots. I do think that decision is often a little bit harder to make when it comes to sandals. I feel like I often will wear a sandal out more than I will a boot. So here we'll definitely focus on getting really nice shoes that will look elevated with the rest of my pieces, regardless of where my weight is at the time. The next thing I then would focus on is getting accessories. Generally, whatever accessories that you tend to wear, that can be like quality sunglasses that are timeless to your own personal style, or it can be getting like scarves. Scarves is a great example for me. I have a handful of really nice cashmere scarves in the correct colors for my personal color scheme of my wardrobe. And obviously, no matter what I do or how the rest of my clothes or even shoes fit me at any given time, my scarves are never gonna disappoint. They're always going to be there for me regardless of how my body might change. And scarves are of course just one of them. You also have stuff like a beanie, and then I also have like a silk scarf from Hermes that I bought secondhand. That one I'm really happy about. I don't wear it that much because it is a hot pink, but it will still be timeless within my own personal wardrobe, and if I ever stop wearing it, it surely won't be due to my weight. This small list is definitely just like a few examples of things that you can really hone in on and things that you can really prioritize getting in greater quality. I think when I tend to get the question like, or tend to get comments about, oh, but my weight fluctuates, so it's really difficult. I think that there are so much still to do and invest in many of our wardrobes that we don't even have to really think about the things that might be an issue with our weight fluctuations. Like for example, some tops and some jeans. I think for a lot of us, a lot of the tops and jeans we wear doesn't have to be like super high end. They're already the things that aren't like the most expensive or take up the most percentage in an outfit. I know that's not true for everyone, especially some of you might sit and not really have any cold seasons where you're living. So for example, something like a coat won't really be necessary, something like a pair of boots won't be necessary, but still here then you can still hone in more on like getting great quality bags, maybe get a couple of great quality button-ups. Something like a casual shirt or like a flowy shirt or like a button-up are also a little bit less prone to be affected by at least some fluctuation within a weight. But then of course here, these pieces that really do need to fit, and a lot of the time are also more beautiful if they are tailor-made to fit to you, then whenever you do have weight fluctuations, yeah, you won't be able to wear that favorite pair of jeans. In this case, I think if you really know for sure that you do tend to fluctuate between like 1 or 2 sizes or even more, what I would do personally is I would keep the things around that I actually like to wear in storage out of sight, out of mind, so that you don't feel good or bad about where your weight is at, and then just focus about the person you are in the here and now. I know that decluttering has become super popular. It's like for everyone, and especially on YouTube, and for myself included, but really don't think that there's anything wrong with keeping certain things in storage, and especially if there are things that you know that you are actually wearing, they just don't fit in this moment of time. I also tend to like wrap dresses and then wrap skirts a lot. Actually wearing a wrap skirt right now, and I could definitely gain and lose some weight and still fit this skirt absolutely perfectly. So that is definitely something to consider if you really want to get your basics in high end and something that your weight can go up and down with. I hope this helps. Maybe you'd like to watch this video next on how to find your perfect blazer. It's one of the most in-depth and helpful videos I've ever made, if I do say so myself. And down here is something else that YouTube thinks you might like to watch from me, and I will see you in the next video.